Introducing the 3-part options course with Hans Albrecht. Get access for free by scanning this QR code or clicking on the link in the description.
Read my trading room notes every day because there's also macro built into this. We have jobless claims. Just a reminder, we've got Powell. Let's go Powell today at 10 o'clock. That should say AM, not MA. We got CPI tomorrow morning. We've got jobless claims Thursday morning. We've got weekend de-risking, tariffs and all that usually. We've got a long holiday with President's Day on Monday. We've got OPEX next 21st, Friday, and really we've got NVIDIA, which is 226. So this is, technically speaking, we're just a big world of chop, and we need to make a decisive break out or break down. We definitely have lots of headline risk, but we do have a structural flow that is bullish in addition to option flow, which is still bullish. Yes, they can change their mind much more easily than most, but option flow is still very bullish. Structural liquidity flow is still very bullish. And that's my focus that I wrote about with TGA, which is the Treasury General Account. And it is so bearish, meaning this little puppy is coming back down into the August debt ceiling. And I had a conversation with a colleague, and he was pointing out that all things being equal, because he asked me about my call, and I'm like, I'm very bearish the second half of the year. Right now, we're not going anywhere. So very much bearish the second half of the year. And he's like, well, that's where we would get the debt ceiling, and they can't really do much until then. So Besant saying, yeah, we're going to keep the current levels for the next few quarters, it's because he has to. So he's much more into the weeds of the TGA projections, like really into the weeds. And he's also a Bitcoin bull. But the point is, this is his analysis that TGA will run down, and it's so bearish, it's bullish, meaning it puts liquidity in the system. It's not going into markets specifically, so don't get that in your head, but it's definitely supportive for those who understand the macro, the TGA, and how Fed and Treasury support and backstop, for most part, the banks. So they are literally paying banks who lend them money to buy bonds, and it's all very much a closed loop. But this is also part of the support that we will get into the market until the debt ceiling is resolved. It's either removed or moved higher or whatever. So Besant, long story short, can't change the issuance. And that's the one takeaway I didn't get. I know the drawdown of RRP, and there's lots of doom porn, and I hear all the mistakes on TGA. This guy knows this stuff. And there's another one who's really good with it. Craig was also really good with it, and he also posts that. But he's getting his information from John and Jacob and others who are very focused on the weeds. Anyway, long story short, this I didn't realize. Besant is not going to be an issue each quarter. He's not going to do anything until the debt ceiling changes. So that's a really big takeaway for anyone who's macro inclined. Anyway, so long story short, we have, he says, flood of liquidity that's coming in starting 212 to 410. This is why I love having colleagues. I didn't know this. Did you know this? No. Am I supposed to know this? This conversation with him was gold because, one, I didn't realize Besant can't change a dang thing, and we're going to get a flood of liquidity in starting tomorrow. Now, it doesn't mean we move straight up. That's what I really want to emphasize. This is very supportive for markets, but it does not mean that they go directly into markets. So keep this in your head, please. But I want to just kind of highlight, this is really important stuff if you're trading the next 2 quarters. And I think it was you, Marshall, who kept beating me up. What's your view? And I'm like, well, we got to get out of this mosh pit, up or down. And we're just going sideways violently on every headline risk. It's really hard. Well, this helps me give a little bit more of a bullish backdrop, because you also know I'm still bullish semis in NVIDIA. God help me. But the point is, I don't think this is done. I don't think this market is done. I think this is a topping process, and I think we're going to get very much, it wouldn't even surprise me, and hopefully Marshall's here to hear this because he was the one that was really ribbing me yesterday to come on, make a call for Q2. Anyway, the point is, wouldn't be surprised if we get support here and then a shake and bake in April, and then a little bit more support and then a little bit of a bounce. I'm sorry, that's a bounce. That's a little shake and bake, a little bit of a bounce until we get into August. And then we have the seasonal volatility of that period as well. All right, I'm also, as you know, I'm updating trades here in trading room notes, and I will have just a reminder, take a look here because this is really working. I mean, China's having a little pause today. Metals, mining, all that stuff sized up last week before the tariff threat. They just looked gorgeous. And like, be careful on gold and GDX. It's definitely extended. And even individual trades, which I love when clients bring them to my attention, like ASTS last Tuesday ran $10. I know nothing about ARBE, but that was a new one, and that was client recommended. These are hopping. So anyway, definitely check out Trading Room Notes, please. You've got the gist of my macro daily market thoughts and the trade ideas.
Join Club today to engage with Samantha and her team of 10 experts. Scan this QR code or click the link in the description. Subscribe to LaDuc Trading YouTube channel for more live trading room recap videos and other content.